Hey, good day and good energy to everybody. So in this video, I just want to talk a little bit about, again, the solution, the solution, the most meaningful thing that one can do with one's life in the moment that we're in now. And for me, what it's come to, healing. People need healing. I need healing. The whole world needs healing. The government needs healing. I mean, it's a healing thing. Things are changing. So to heal, if to try and turn that into a movement, into a way of life, into something that can grow, strong and healthy and right, instead of crumble and just continue to fail and trip and get lost and confused, which is what I think has been happening to America and a lot of Americans. I mean, it's been rough on me, and it looks like it's been rough on a lot of people out there. And but it's all part it's all part of the time. It's what needs to happen. But again, back to moving forward. The solution, the good news. Things to look forward to. Is what I think will be a massive exodus of Americans, and people all over the world, I hope. But I'm in America, so I'm addressing my fellow Americans. I'm really addressing everybody. I'm just saying I'll be working with Americans being here in America. That we can begin leaving and detaching from this satanic system. These cities, I think that we can live in them again and rebuild them a different way and use a lot of what's here. But I think for temporarily, it's necessary for an amount of us to leave and develop an infrastructure so that we can provide the power that everybody's dependent on. But right now that power comes from Satan. It comes from evil. It comes from the exploitation of Mother Nature, through very crude and inefficient, just profiteering ways. It's just evil. People are dying because of it. People are getting displaced because of it. Animals are getting displaced because of it. It's going to grow an evil empire, and it is what it is, man. Wars are started over these things. And there's there's a much cleaner and better and less violent and destructive way to go about distributing wealth and even technology. The whole network of how and what type of technology we use I think needs to be changed. But the problem is there's patent on all of this new technology. So the reason why we're not seeing a lot of the really good stuff and clean stuff is because they don't want it out there. They want us buying and using the stuff that's the most expensive, the most destructive, the most volatile, and also, it's going to create the most harm. That's just the way it works. It works. It's been pushing Hollywood. Through Hollywood, they've been pushing violence, sex, drugs, greed, egotism, just all these, lower self, lower vibrational frequencies, ideas, or patterns of energy. And, we've been, to a greater or lesser degree, absorbing them. I know I have. I've watched my share of movies and video games, and, I've spent time on Pornhub and all this stuff. So, there's a massive deprogramming that needs to happen, and I think a real good way to do that is to, and by this deprogramming method will also line up with us building an infrastructure for ourselves. So at the same time that we're working on healing ourselves and detaching from these things that aren't good for us and good for, the world, we'll also be working on creating an infrastructure so that people can start paying their money and their attention and depending on us, who actually care for them, and not this government that's actually just tricking them and using them and exploiting them to the, as far as much and as much as they can. But I think things aren't really going to change for humanity until we begin governing ourselves, and using the divine principles, being, examples of righteousness, not just, being straight up, being real, really taking care of things, not being fake about shit, living in truth, being truth, getting over the things that, or not even just getting over, but developing methods and strategies and ways to cope and not cope, but learn and heal and grow from all the tragedy and trauma that, you know, is prevalent in today's world. You know, that I think is, you know, another of the most meaningful things that we can be doing, or anybody can be doing, is just helping out, you know, all the trauma and the tragedy in whatever way you can. You know, we all got a little something different to offer, you know, but it's all good. You know, we do all have good in us. It's just we all have dark in us. So we all got something there that can be used to help the greater good. You know, part of healing is learning about yourself, and by learning about yourself, you'll find out what, you know, that gift is, that thing that you have that, you know, is, you know, I mean, there's so many things that we all have that we can work on, but we're all kind of, I think, have something that we might have a little bit more of a, you know, percentage of being good at than something else, you know. That's it. It is just little tricks and talents, you know. As the 13th son said, we all have different fingerprints, you know. So yeah, but I start to feel like I'm rambling a little bit. So anyways, thanks for watching if you guys have watched this far, and oh, I got a call coming too. All right, I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.